The game 2, guys.
Run it back. Maokai still open and available.
This time we're actually just going to straight up ban Smolder, says Hanwha. Ash is up. Maokai is up as well. We're going to pick Ash here. Yes, we are. Ash and Sejuani. So they're afraid of the Sejuani Yone mid lane combo again. Going to take Jin into Ash, probably so they don't actually take Ash Jin, which is incredibly annoying. So we will take the Cassante for Perfect, who has been a bit of a Cassante merchant, it has to be said.
At least the game will be over quick, I'll tell you that
much. It would definitely be over quick. Well, Gwen is up and available.
Gwen is up and available.
They can just play that.
We haven't seen it as much recently, but it is a matchup we often saw into the Cassante. Kind of crazy that Talia got left open again.
It was almost really fun.
I mean, it's fair. I think KT is getting everything they want here. Look at the non-committal engage they have. They have Ash Arrow. They have Sejuani. So it feels really strong. Really strong, right? Yeah, the Sejuani doesn't have the best synergy with the solo lanes, but we can forgive that.
Still could be picked because it's really
just build 19 good at it.
Yeah.
Rakan back for Delight again, and we are going to take the Udyr. So Udyr and Cassante were banned because those have been Perfect's champions last game. They both get left up by Hanwha this time around. Oh, we're going to take Sivir Ash. This is the top esports comp.
And this is Deft. Sivir is pretty good at this champion, and he is going to pick it up. So
anybody, hopefully the casters know about the top esports Sivir Ash combo that was used with Jackie Love on the Sivir.
But also just the amount of melee champions on the side of Hanwha Esports, so much value. On a Sivir Talia, you're just doing so much damage when they're clumped up together. So KT obviously planning to go late stages. Deft, you better have cut down this game.
Nope.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's talk about what Sivir Ash does. They top esports ran this combo against Weibo in game 2 of their series recently. Obviously gives you super good wave clear with the Sivir. You have the spell shield to stop Rakan engages onto you or possibly Jin Ws. But this is really a pick comp, guys. Remember a couple years ago, year and a half ago, we used to see T1 running Sivir, and it wasn't for team fighting. I think people think Sivir, and because of all of her AoE damage, they think that she can only be used in team fights. In fact, you can just pop ult and collapse on one side of a flank really easily and use her speed to create picks. Now, you combine that with Sejuani R, Talia R, basically able to reposition, Ash R, and also Cassante Isolation. This is a really big pick composition, is how it should be used. Like, they should have total control over objectives because they should be able to, if anybody tries to flank them, they should be able to pick that person off before Hanwha can respond at all. Right? And they also should be able to intercept anybody coming to objectives really easily. I'm actually surprised because this composition looks like something that T1 should be running.
To look at the gameplay, you know,
Jin is not awful right now. Lethality Jin can be quite strong.
Some choices were made itemization-wise. I prefer to look at the gameplay, you know, rather than that.
Well, the only reason I damage,
I want to assume the amount of damage that would have done. It would have been absolutely ridiculous. Plus, there's a threshold of the amount of health you can get to. The value of that goes through the roof. Yeah. So that would have been a decent lead. KT fans need to be a little bit quieter.
Yeah,
I'm a bit nervous.
Well,
you know, because I won 3 games.
You all know why they lost game 1. They were too.
Because Rakan had Smite.
Yeah.
And Guardian. He didn't. He just did 45 damage with a Grand Entrance.
That's all you need to do.
I actually thought that I'd missed.
What to use to draw on screen? It's a program called Epic Pen.
Yeah.
I think
because what happened is that I'm pretty sure they put Piosik into his GA, and then they all just hit the back. Everyone's like, everyone just hit Dragon, and we'll just
see what happens.
Hopefully kill it.
Yeah.
And it worked. So, you know, good stuff. And this game, yeah, I feel like the Jin is going to struggle. It's going to get to the point where I think they focus Yone and the Jhin trying to cut through Sejuani K'Sante is going to have a bad time.
But I also, we said that about Lethality Varus in the last game.
There was less tanks in the last game, to be fair. There was an Aatrox, there was Vi, you know, the Alistar was tanky, but I feel like these are like super tanks, you know, not just bruisers.
Yeah, very true. And they barely even really had much of a tank last time around. As Doran just says goodbye to perfect.
Alistar was like the tankiest one they had last time.
He was. I guess Vi somewhat, but Beryl getting aggressive. Pretty cool skin.
Imagine just what like a whiplash it is going from playing like Alistar in a like hour-long game and then playing Ashe. Just
it must feel good though, because Alistar, I feel like in the late game you have a lot of agency. You're constantly looking for angles, but in the early laning phase you have zero.
Yep. And
so going from playing Alistar to playing Alistar is actually the biggest whiplash, because you actually have zero agency at this stage of the game. But now he's Ashe. All of the agency in the laning phase.
Now you can do stuff and right-click and
and he is going to do that.
And they're just gonna have
Yeah, I'm over K'Sante being at every game at this point too, guys.
I don't think there's a point where
And we have to wait until, what, 14-4 when he might be nerfed enough. We'll see.
With an Alistar lane.
Which says a lot.
Zeka is still having an okay time up against BDD in this lane.
Yeah, I feel like they've practiced this matchup recently.
Yeah.
In the last hour.
Bit of deja vu. As Pyoshik is getting hit by...
Udyr's such a piece of shit, champ.
I have no idea.
Okay, let's look at this. So he actually does have a ward there that he placed in earlier. So if we go back, this is his ward that he puts at the start of the game just so he can do this. He wants to push with R. You'll notice the timing too. He's doing this right as the waves crash so that he can maximize his time without losing really any CS or experience. And so he can pay careful attention to the jungle path here. Does start pushing up, pushes up at 230, knows that, you know, this Sejuani's going to be crossing up at approximately that time. Gets seen, he sees the Raptors, so he has perfect timing. I mean, this is very well played by Doran. This is something you guys can do as blue side Udyrs and solo queue, by the way, because junglers typically path bot to top in solo queue, get a leash from the bot lane. And so in that circumstance, super easy to get your ward in early and then be a giant douche like this.
That looked like it looked weird because he was like stalling, but trust me, when there's a big Udyr standing,
Yeah, he couldn't click the blast cone.
Yeah, you can't click that.
Zoom in to hit the blast cone.
Yeah.
So Pyoshik just take this time.
He was dissecting pixels.
Yeah,
at that point in time.
He got the cone and didn't just auto Doran, because I think he might have actually died.
Yep. Well, speaking of Doran, he is back into the lane once again.
Yeah, Doran just being irritating.
He is. I guess that's the Udyr way.
Yeah.
Our players really just constantly finding new ways to make Udyr look way more useful than he has any right to be.
Yeah. Oh, Peanut walking mid with the light. You know, that actually potentially could have been a good play, right? The flash route from Peanut, the knock-up, the follow-up. But Pyoshik's there.
Kind of looked like a fashion runway more than anything else. They just sort of walked up and then they both walked back down at the same time. Not really too much more happening as Pyoshik is going to be able to do a little bit of damage to Delight here. Viper also going to be spotted out as Beryl just getting ready to throw a volley at him. And Delight has...
Wait, you think Beryl playing Ashe is going to throw a volley?
He did manage to get the experience. Yeah, no, I made that assumption.
Yeah, that's a bold one to make, but it looks like it paid off.
Well, all of my assumptions in the last game didn't pay off at all, so I'm throwing Hail Marys now.
No, they really didn't.
It was it's bad news. All right, Delight and Viper back in lane. Zeka not having the greatest of times. Perfect having a worse time, though, as we can see. K'Sante, oh my god, every time it brings up these stats in exactly the wrong time.
Yeah, it's showing it, it's being like, by the way, K'Sante normally wins this matchup pretty much every time, and as you're seeing that Perfect's getting smacked, you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Well, that says a lot.
I think one of my water bottles is leaking, by the way. There's a lot of water on the desk.
Oh.
That doesn't bode well for the fact that this game is probably going to go to 75 minutes.
Yeah, good thing you got a spare.
Yeah, but one spare. I had one for the last series as well. That was done in like 30 minutes.
Oh.
Then I had that much time again. Oh dear. Well, I probably shouldn't be talking about that, because there is a video game to be played, as Hanwha Esports are going to take some grubs. Looking to stick around and grab all of them as well. I think having the extra pushing power is a good idea. Yeah, got the early presence from the UDA to help out with that. Deny Kyosik from Hanwha, and actually...
Free grubs at 5 minutes. Feels super good.
Because Doran invaded Kyosik, it's actually a decent amount behind. Obviously, the Krugs are a factor as well, but still level 4 to Peanut's level 5 right now.
All right. Well, BDD throwing some rocks around. And
Been doing a lot of that recently.
Yeah. He's pretty good at it. Zeka also good at unbinding his soul.
Oh, and this is a terrible spot for the wave to be in.
Zek has to carry his comp. They're low damage. Yeah, but here's the thing.
You know, on the bot side of the map, so PFX is going to go...
You know, they have a lot of pressure with this Udyr, so they play well around Udyr pressure, and they can get some pickoffs, like the Yone pick potential with the Jhin, with a long-range W or Jhin ult, could be pretty huge. I agree, though, if you go into late game, it's pretty easy to itemize armor and potentially win against this composition. And KT really should be playing around pick potential, right?
Did you know that it's not called turtle?
But Sivir not 6 yet, Ashe not 6 yet, Talia just hit 6.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely still is.
It's pretty cool that it is. But
I think it's crazy. They think they can just change the names of abilities, and we're going to...
Yeah, like Pillar of Filth. Am I right?
Yeah.
Pillar of Ice. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
No way I'm ever saying that. Pillar of Filth.
Yeah, Pillar of Filth was so much better. Or as we used to call it back in the OG days of League, shit dildo. I miss shit dildo, guys. Ice dildo, not as fun.
That's fine. Has anyone asked Udyr?
Yeah.
If he wanted to change the name of his abilities?
Definitely not.
Definitely not Udyr?
Yeah, it's true. The Udyr does do some decent magic damage. Maokai will deal some amount of magic damage as well.
Fighting a circle more than fighting Udyr.
Yeah.
At this point, as the Drake is going to be skilled.
I miss old Trundle. He was gross.
And KT, I'm a little bit worried for them, because I do feel like they're not playing with the same amount of gusto.
Shit dildo, not as hygienic? Yeah, that's why Trundle wanted to fuck you with it. He wasn't doing it to be nice.
KT kind of did a lot of chilling in the last game until they hit stacks, and if we're speaking...
He was using biological warfare against you.
We all know the...
Yeah, Sivir pretty good at...
400 CS win con.
Yeah.
You know, so they could just lean towards that.
I mean, if Teddy had anything to say about it, it's 1500 CS.
Yeah, and then, so they do that, and then they get to the late game, and we're like, oh, well, they're looking pretty good, and then they lose. That's kind of how the last game went. So if that's the game plan, they could run it back.
Tell you what, Deft and Barrel.
I miss Cigar Graves. Yep. Gragas allowed to be a word-slurring, absurd alcoholic, but Graves not able to quietly smoke his cigar.
As there is use of the spell shield, like we were talking about, and Barrel hailing his blades onto Viper, who takes a large amount of damage.
That's because people have now decided for you which are the socially appropriate ways to destroy your body and poison yourself, and which are not. And it is socially acceptable to poison yourself with alcohol, but it is no longer socially acceptable to poison yourself with tobacco, guys.
I mean, I feel like it's easier going from red side.
That's what society tells us. Society decides which drugs you can use.
Problem is, just because you have Death with the spell shield, like normally the play for Maokai, you walk bot, you ult down.
Thanks, China. I don't think China had anything to do with that, by the way, guys. Everybody smokes in China.
Oh no!
If anything, tobacco is more culturally appropriate in Asia.
You would not go there, but then he just waited.
That feels. If you had to ask me, guys, saying tobacco isn't culturally appropriate feels like a California move. That feels like a California move. That doesn't feel like an Asian move.
Minions away. So Peanut pay a visit to BDD. Still has his flash, so he should be absolutely fine. And no
They change the splash art first in China. Who knows?
Maybe we can have our latest first blood. Where's that? That's I think I've got that stat in front of me.
Yeah.
Latest first blood. 21 minutes? Is it 21 minutes?
Maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, let's just go with that.
21 minutes. So
let's
we need.
just see if it's longer.
Got another 10 minutes.
I don't get the vibe that they want.
Stop. This is looking too aggressive. Looking a bit too aggressive.
Guys,
clear out of control ward. Oh, Zekka's on the roam.
towers are dangerous. Stay away from them. Remember when you get...
Oh, Deft once again. Showing the value of a spell shield here.
Yep.
I just find it hilarious that society has decided that
Take a hit. It's like...
tobacco is where we draw the line, guys, and we just don't do it with alcohol. Now, I'm in favor of both of these things being legal. You know what I mean? But it's like, what is the difference? Oh, so tobacco is addictive. Well, so is alcohol. The difference is nobody like you. Oh, you can die from overconsumption of tobacco. Oh, you could die from overconsumption of alcohol. Oh, consuming enough alcohol can cause cancer, just like tobacco. The difference is, though, is that nobody got so fucked up on tobacco that they got in a fight or something like that. Secondhand smoking sucks. Just have people do it outside. What's the problem? Just say you can't do it inside.
Tells you towers are dangerous, get away.
Yeah.
Just need that.
And then is that what
The social aspect of drinking, dude, the social aspect of smoking. Ask any Middle Eastern person about the social aspects of smoking, guys.
does it still do that?
No.
As all right, there's a glacial prison. The arrow's going to connect there from Beryl as well, and it's not going to. Oh, never mind. Delight's fine. Delight's fine, and now Beryl has to flash. He immediately gets out of there. The curtain call comes in. And Zekka doesn't quite find an angle.
Yeah, just
Oh, he's on a ward.
Deft wasn't able to connect onto the light. They just lacked their damage.
Tobacco is more addictive. Of course it is more addictive than
Now
weed.
we're still on track. 10 minutes. Let's go.
10 minutes to go.
Latest.
Here's the problem, though. It's a Chemtech Dragon second. So that means
Yeah, smoke break's so big in Korea. True that.
might choose to fight over the dragon.
Oh, and it might do something. You know, for the team that gets the soul.
Yep.
Kind of crazy.
Not gonna lie, during that previous game, there was definitely points I forgot.
Anyway, I just think it's funny.
I didn't even realize they had it the whole game, I think.
Yeah.
Graves can't have a cigar. In the end.
That we get an earth. Oh no, we can't get earth, wind, and fire unless it's like toxic wind. Earth, toxic wind, and fire. Because then we get the little feathers and stuff all over the place. The cinders.
Oh, I mean,
That'd be really dope.
always want to have the Infernal Rift. It is
So
most
fun.
fun. And the thing is, you know what feels nice? Is that Maokai used to get absolutely...
Yeah, the 30 CS jungle gap is crazy.
He destroyed all the rushes, so...
Yeah.
Pioshik having a rough time.
That's not a thing. So
He's been trying to pressure the bot side, though.
It's great. And it also sort of works out because he also likes... I like the burning tree, Maokai as well.
Yeah.
But the fact that he hated the Infernal Rift so much felt like I should never actually pick that skin. Because it feels like I'm asking for trouble.
Yeah,
you know?
are.
It's not so good. So perfect now with a couple.
Yeah, by the way, that's a good point. Graves can't have a cigar. He can have a huge shotgun. So let's be clear. Graves is outside on Summoner's Rift, smoking a cigar, causing no harm to anyone but himself through his act of smoking. And yet, it is acceptable for him to just run around the rift, shooting people in the face with a shotgun. That's acceptable, but he can't smoke outside.
Magic resist components feeling a little bit better. As okay, Peanut and Viper doing a fair bit of work here. Seismic Shove is trying to help Pioshik out, but he's going down so low. Magic resist components feeling a little bit better. As okay, Peanut and Viper doing a fair bit of work here. Seismic Shove is trying to help Pioshik out, but he's going down so low. And there is first blood.
It's actually crazy. So first off, that we get a 12-minute first blood. But then also, this is the play that does it when BDD is literally right there and Zekka is in lane. This is a WQ. Rakan ultimate flashes. Viper actually flashes for that. Very slow first blood.
Just too much CC layered, and Pioshik wasn't able to get out because of the blocking from Peanut. Second dragon going to be secured by Hanwha Esports, and
alright. Zekka not able to find Beryl there as a teleport is coming in. In comes BDD as well. They don't have a smite, so it's not for the dragon as Doran gets over to try and meet them here as the curtain call getting a lot of value. Viper doesn't really throw it the last bullet at Perfect very much, who doesn't find a Q either. And so it looks like
I can't believe Hanwha get away with this heist, by the way, because they have no ults. Like, they have no engage ults anymore. They have no Rakan ult. They have no Maokai ult after that pickoff. Where was this? Where is this arrow used? The arrow gets used super late on a Viper, but he just cleanses it. So and Viper has no sums. And they still have Silverhold too.
And Pyosik wasn't able to get out because of the blocking from Peanut. Second dragon going to be secured by Hanwha Esports, and
alright.
BDD just doesn't feel like using wall. This is so badly done, by the way. PDD goes all the way around here because he's scared of walking into his jungle after that, but he doesn't immediately go and try and box them in with wall while he knows Cassante TP is up. This is such a wacky-ass split call, guys. These guys should not allowed to get out of this situation. They had nothing. They had nothing. They just gave it up for free and just used TP and Ghost onto Cassante.
I mean, there's a lot of tanks, so they're going to be very hard to kill than Ocean Soul, but yeah, definitely not.
That feels like less
fun.
Yeah, less decisiveness.
But also, we're going to have a situation where more rush for Peanut to throw sapling.
Oh, true. So much better for Peanut.
Yeah, Peanut's liking it.
Yeah.
But yeah, 2 dragons already down. I feel like Hanwha Esports a little bit of a low roll, getting the Ocean Soul instead of some of the other strong ones, but still would be looking to secure that one. And I feel like there, the setup kind of ended up being okay for KT with them all trapped in the pit, but Def just doesn't have enough damage yet.
No.
I think he needs like 3 or 4 items before he's really just cutting through Hanwha Esports.
It's going to go, I assume, quick blades next, and then hopefully into something like a...
Ocean insane here. Yes, Ocean is really insane.
Oh,
is it LDR second? Okay.
Extremely annoying on Yone, Udyr, and Maokai. Extremely annoying.
Maybe it is blades. Maybe that makes more sense. It just, I don't know, it's just the build path, because normally, if you go like Crit Cloak to Longsword, it's because you're going LDR, because the build path is so bad.
Ah, right.
But we'll see. Maybe he just...
Seeing a Crit Cloak in an inventory is not exactly a feels great situation.
Yeah. No one really wants to do that to themselves.
No. Deft has opted in, though. We do have an extra level on a Weaver's Wall. Okay, Beryl may just be dead. Zeka throwing out a combo, but is going to go back. Pyosik also now potentially in trouble.
Pyosik?
Extra level on a Weaver's Wall okay, Beryl may just be dead.
So Beryl gets almost 100 to 0, has to use ult, and Pyosik is still standing there walking forward. Pyosik is such a fucking fraud, dude. Have you seen the way he's played these 2 games?
Grand entrance and Beryl's taken down by Delight, and now he's chasing down BDD and Deft, and in comes Peanut. Deft nowhere to go. And he's even held in place by the Jhin at the same time. Seismic shove to throw him back, but BDD was already punched over there. And Hanwha Esports 5-0 in the early game. And it really does feel like this is not the same KT from game 1.
Just a catastrophic failure. Pyosik completely caught off guard, whiffs the ult completely, and Hanwha...
What the fuck, man? What is he doing? He literally sees Beryl almost die, and then he walks forward into the Krug pit, and then he's like surprised when the fucking Yone comes over the wall, and then completely whiffs his ult. He misses his ult because Zeka ults over the top of him.
And that is going to be a big advantage. Beryl actually slowed down as the curtain call is going to be blocked there by Deft. Grand entrance and Beryl's taken down by Delight. And now he's chasing down BDD and Deft. And in comes Peanut. Deft nowhere to go.
And their pick comp is just never going to work like this.
We do have an extra level on a Weaver's Wall.
And what are we even doing in here? You don't see any of them. Like, you literally see Vision right here. Look.
No. Deft has opted in, though. We do have an extra level.
Like, you know, you literally see their vision. This is KT's vision. BDD is in the bot side, and you're just walking up, wasting your Ashe ult at point blank range.
Now potentially in trouble. A lot of KT members just hanging out with all of Hanwha Life. And that is going to be a big advantage. Barrel actually slowed down as the curtain call is going to be blocked there by Deft.
Nice engage though by Delight.
Taken down by Delight, and now he's chasing down BDD and Deft, and in comes Peanut. Deft nowhere.
Siverol just thrown away because the Maokai ult was there on the flank.
Seismic shove to throw him back, but BDD was already punched over there, and Hanwha Esports 5-0 in the early game. And it really does feel
I convinced my soon-to-be wife to name our first daughter Talia. Unfortunately, she didn't want to name our first boy Not or Cho'Gath.
Hanwha Esports just capitalized. Peanut's able to come down and punish, and come on, Peanut.
Showing some driving. Swings around.
Oh,
gets on in there. There's the knock up on the barrel as well. The cat is down. The flash forward, and there's the kill. That's just a solo from Zeka. They'll take down this turret at the same time, and KT cannot keep up with this pace.
I've got to say, Hanwha Esports have shown such a massive improvement from the last time Peanut drove a Rift Herald. It's very clear they've been practicing.
It's absolutely true.
Yeah, it's just
Deft is a good name for a boy.
this play is a little bit tentative.
Sure, why not?
Going this aggressive here? I don't know. Like, your barrel's already so low. Just back away. He ends up overcoming in the ult.
The ult is
So bad, guys.
And the thing is,
Like, you literally need to get vision so you can create the picks that you want for your composition. You can't just walk into a dark jungle. You need to get the vision.
Slowing down Anudia. Oh, hitting him with an ultimate. That's a way to do it. And Permafrost is going to be there, but Deft is delivered a kill. So they're on the board. KT have found one, but they're still 6,000 gold behind.
Oh, it is going to be the Navori.
That's going to be the second choice. As BDD misses a cannon, it's all going wrong for KT.
Yeah, not going too well at the moment. It's already like a 5,000 gold lead for the side of Hanwha Esports.
Is Jin Rakan good? I don't think it's particularly good. It's good in this sense because KT keeps running into it and getting picked off.
Yeah, Doran demolished the turret, and then Casante did things, and then Doran ran away.
Yep, and then Barrel the ult, and that was it.
Yeah.
And they gave the kill to Depth, which I'm going to go with saying was a smart move.
Yeah, I think it's good to give a bit of extra money to...
As game is over, like, they're just going to get Ocean Soul and just grind out these fights.
Like, the finish of Navori, great. You need an LDR, and you have 4th item on top of that before you're really pumping damage. BDD is going to need Leandries and possibly Crypt Bloom, but then also might go for nearly Zhonya's because of the Rakan Yone threat. So this feels like less like game 1 where like, okay, they're scaling for the Smolder win con because that's what they want to do, and this is more like they're just kind of holding on until they have a position they can actually fight. With this deficit, I don't think you'll fight this dragon.
Well, they're at least in the area. BDD does have
Maybe they'll just commit suicide. By the way, the pick comp cannot fight this fight once they're already on Dragon. You have to get vision and catch them in the rotation, catch somebody out. Or you have to start the Drake and then collapse if they try on one flank if they try and flank you. With Siverol.
Phenomenal snipe there with the seismic shove. As now Peanut is completely out of this pit. He gets back in though. Twisted advance to close the distance on the dragon as now Peanut gets into the back line. Peanut once again is out of the pit as Doran is tanking for forever. These fights are going so long.
I can't believe KT wins this. Holy shit. That's unbelievable.
Delight unseen right now. As Goshik gonna get knocked up. He's the jungler. That's a lot of danger, but Perfect is gonna be...
They actually do a very good job of getting Zeka. The fact that Zeka dies first here, this is really well played by KT. Wow.
Delight unseen right now.
So BD knows where he is because he sees him come over the dragon wall, so he knows that his body is there as he does Soul Unbound. And he just gets absolutely CC smoked as he comes into this fight.
Yeah, Delight unseen right now.
Peanut also doesn't use ult.
He's the jungler. That's a lot of danger, but Perfect is going to be able to throw Zeka around. Phenomenal
Like, why is he...
snipe there with the seismic shove.
What is with the junglers ulting in this series? Why is he waiting to ult? He should be ulting here as Yone goes in, one would think.
Whether he can actually put anything together that's important.
Right? He's got such a good ult angle. He's probably waiting for, you know, the Drake to go down a little lower so he can prevent the engage. But if Zeka's going in, you have to ult, man. You have to ult.
Goshik gonna get
And BDD just has the EW ready for him when he gets back into pit. That's so good. I think he does that blind. Right? Because they have a pink ward in the pit. There's no vision inside the pit, right? I think he does this blind. Yeah, I don't know why Mao didn't ult when the Yone went in. It's so fucking weird. He saw him snack back? Okay, fair enough. I mean, it's he can see the line of the snapback, right? But that's still pretty impressive that he manages to get that kill. You can see the tether. It's really well played, though.
These fights are going so long, but finally KT are able to come out ahead, and that is all to do with BDD being the maestro of these. He gets back up. He's the jungler. That's a lot of danger, but Perfect is going to be.
I mean, that's very impressive, guys. And the fact that BDD is even there. I just don't understand what Peanut was waiting for with the ult. Now, typically, the thing is, typically you would wait for the Drake to get low, and you use the Maokai ult to prevent the jungler from getting in smite range, right? But in this case, when Zeka goes over the wall, you just kind of have to commit. He's got a great angle for the Maokai ult. Instead, he throws a sapling into the brush, watches this fucking Yone get giga dumpstered, and then Yone just dies on the snapback. So weird. You know, Viper also has ult here. So, like, you would think he would pop ult as Yone goes in, too. Right here. I think Zeka just went in, man. I think his team just didn't realize he was trying to engage.
These fights are going so long, but finally KT are able to come out ahead, and that is all to do with BDD.
See, BDD has been the second best bid in LCK. I mean, he's top 3.
Oh my god! Nearly actually, that is not that. The maestro of the team fight. A 5,000 gold deficit.
He's standing on the scuttle crab, guys.
Oh my god! Nearly actually.
Lethality Jhin is no joke.
Look, that line, Deft was in front, all right? If Beryl's complaining, that looked to me like it was right.
I think Beryl is taller than Deft, maybe, or maybe Deft like kneel down
broader
to scratch
shoulders.
his foot. Yeah, I don't know. But a 5,000 gold deficit in KT.
Who are your top 3, Chovy, Faker, BDD?
So perfect. You see Zeka go in and immediately the focus is on him. Beautiful job peeling here.
I don't know why Zeka goes in. I don't know why Zeka goes in. They should have just been doing the Drake, guys. They should have just been doing the Drake. He is supposed to be there for counter engage. If they start walking up, you Maokai ult them, and then you put Yone out. Zeka really is the most responsible for that because his team was not expecting it. And he just got himself CC'd to death.
Like, Puresic ends up on a sliver of HP, but you're focusing the Sejuani. It's not the play.
Yeah. And then Peanut needs to do everything to
that was badly done.
Oh, I thought he was going to make a comment about it, but he didn't.
Yeah, I probably would have said, like, ow, that hit.
Yeah.
In ultra.
Because he was that little bit just to the side.
Yeah.
But it was very nicely played there by Viper to make sure that he nailed it, even if it didn't actually mean anything at all.
And then he did. Like, especially when, I'm not sure if you had the LDR there, but especially going LDR second. Like, if you had a
LDR, yeah. Okay, so KT, pseudo back, still 3,000 gold behind. That analogy was terrible, but it's getting late. The last game, honestly, did a decent job of breaking me.
Yeah, and if this is a long one, and then we have a game 3, man, we're in the long.
Invest the ultimate. Deft able to eat it. Arrow is going to stop Viper as now Zeka tries to get in. That dodge from Deft looked so dangerous, but he was avoiding.
Now he's just a Baron.
Nicely
They don't have
played with
Maokai ult.
disengage, but it is just that.
Yep, a lot of things thrown at Deft and Barrel, but they managed to avoid it. They also used the Hawk Shot just to verify Baron hasn't been started. We saw Zeka stacking up his Tornado on it, but nothing else. And you know, the big thing is KT once again deny away the stacking dragons, so they have more time.
Yeah.
They have more time before Soul is on the cards. As much as Ocean Soul isn't the strongest Soul, I do think cutting through the bulky, like a Cassante with Ocean Soul, sounds pretty nasty.
I was gonna say, like, could you imagine if Hanwha Esports get
Dude, the
one
Yone with the Ocean Soul is so annoying.
Ocean Soul, and then we just watch Doran and
Maokai also just super annoying with that.
What happens?
These tanks that can just live forever.
Nothing at all.
Just forever. Forever nothing.
Yeah, and we've seen BDD go for the Leandri second, so not opting to cut into his build, cut down the damage, and pick up a Seekers. I mean, obviously the threat is there from the side of Hanwha Esports, but I think with the front line that they have, you need the damage. And I think, honestly, I can see you just going Leandri's into Crypt Loom.
Wow, look at this. Doran still had his fucking Rift Herald recall. What? At 22 minutes? 23 minutes into this game, he still had his Rift Herald recall?
Yes, well, Leandri's has now been completed. Crippling, I think, was his third item last time around as well. 2,000 gold is the lead.
Talia is great, man. I think Talia is just giga broken, especially on this patch with the buffs that she got to E and Q. Makes it even better in jungle, in mid lane, is a flex pick. I think she sucks. You are wrong. She plays so well into so many matchups right now. She changes the way the enemy team plays the game. She changes the way the enemy team drafts. It's very annoying.
Considering the advantage that he does have, Yoshik could potentially be in trouble as Doran and Delight are chasing after him, but neither of them really do too much as far as damage to this Sejuani.
Team should not play Anivia instead. Talia is much better. Talia can affect the map in very profound ways. The problem is that KT's just playing badly on the map right now.
Control over the Dragon area, and with the saplings, it's harder to approach.
I mean, the range of her ult once she hits 16 is so crazy. It makes it very difficult to split push. And you can get objectives for free, just like you can with Poppy. But again, KT here, they don't have any priority over the Drake, which makes it very hard to operate their pick composition, basically. And if Zeka doesn't throw the game this time... There you go. There's the right Maokai ult this time. Yes, secure. Easy. Now you go in. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Doesn't matter that you hit the Jhin with the arrow. He already used his ult. Okay, just get out. Yep. Very good. Much better from Hanwha. Much better.
Yeah, it felt like Piosik didn't want to sacrifice himself to get the dragon. You know, he could have queued into the pit earlier, but he knew there's a good chance he goes down. If he doesn't want to be dead for Baron. The Maokai ult was enough to keep them at bay. And now they're kind of just fishing at the moment. And I gotta say, Piosik doesn't feel that tanky yet. I think part of the reason he's also investing into MR.
Mixed, like, magic damage from Moody, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think a Rookin in your build isn't a bad thing. But
maybe build a Sunfire Cape, like, finish it first or something?
Yeah, or just build, like, another armor item, and then but the problem with junglers in pro play. Oh,
Yoshik is just gonna get smashed back here, comboed forever, and Beryl is the target or something.
Yeah, or just build like another armor item, and then but the problem with junglers in pro play. Oh,
Yoshik has no ult, so Yoshik has no ult.
Yeah, or just build like another armor item, and then but the problem
Does he not have Q? Why does he just leave? Wow, gets the kill after Barrel's flash too.
Somehow Piosik actually survives and now has a friend to try and keep him safe. It's not going to work out as Peanut happily underneath the turret, and now Delight gets in there.
Wow, nice job by Delight.
He has to flash Deft as well. Is so low as Viper. So aggressive.
Here we go.
Now BDD, he is likely to fall, but he does get the shield there from Perfect all out, but it's just
the Udyr just running at the Sivir.
As Zeker is going to be able to kill him. And now Hanwha Esports, this could be just a massive amount of turrets. The gold advantage is going to balloon to high heaven.
Yeah, and they should just be able to go for the Baron. I mean, POSIC had such a good week last
KT
week.
looks so they look terrible in these games, guys. Even that Smolder game last time, they couldn't actually just fucking peel to save their life. POSIC has had such a bad series. This is classic POSIC, man.
Not getting there in time.
Definitely not.
That's just bad play. If I'm gonna be honest.
And tick, 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 boom. So we're going to check out the replay here. And this was just
Where was Sedge's Q?
Yeah. They're there in time. That
was just off the back of
being the one.
Oh, it just skipped forward randomly?
They both took it. That's just bad play. If I'm gonna be honest, one person or the other. The fact they both managed to get connected on it, a little bit unfortunate. And here, Def doing everything he can to survive. But when this Udyr comes at you, like there's no reprieve. He ults, he flashes. Guys.
Yeah, you're normally like, well, I'm underneath my turret, so I should be fine, aren't I? No, you're not.
It's Doran's turret now.
It is. And he's going to be able to take that inner, but they took the Baron as well. 8,000 gold is now the lead, and 2 minutes on the Soul.
2-0 Genji.
Yeah. And they managed to survive for 55 minutes in the last game as well. And even that's looking relatively amazing at this point.
I mean, they are 7,000 gold behind. It's
another to respond to the Ernst, hitting them like Deft will have some wave clear, but not as much against this Baron, as Viper just hitting them like fish in a barrel. In goes Zeka once again, and Beryl just cannot do any wave clear.
I just this Ashe getting assassinated from like half the map away is so funny. I mean, he flashes for this, right? Gets the knockup and then just cleaves him to pieces.
Just cannot do anything against this guy. Deft now throws down the ulti, tries to keep them safe, but Delight finds him, gets into that backline. Perfect is just trying to peel, but Doran is almost unpeelable. BDD standing in front of the bullets. Deft is still alive for the minute, and so is Perfect. He's pretty dangerous. They managed to get a Q to pull them back, but this is 28 minutes into the game. Down these Nexus turrets, the inhibitor to go down first. One Nexus turret falls. Hanwha Esports just going to do it now, or are they going to look for a reset, grab themselves a soul, and then go for the end?
They've got so much gold in their pockets. They've done so much damage here for the long run. They want this game done fast. You can see here, they go.
Perfect is very, very tanky, but I don't think it's going to be enough as Beryl. Oh, God.
Watching Beryl just get one shot by this Yasuo every time is so funny, or the Yone rather is so funny.
Yeah, no, that's the
poor Beryl.
Not pretty good one for the action. Now they're looking to end the game.
All right, Zeka looking for some knockup.
Oh man, I hope you guys didn't actually believe that KT wasn't fraudulent. By the way, I hope you weren't those KT believers.
I don't know whether that might be biting off more than he can chew, but the Nexus, that is not going to be much.
I hope you weren't the KT believers, everybody, because you know what KT always is. We all know what they are.
33,300 damage. He'll do a slick back dance. He did today, so that might be, he might do some dancing.
Guys got razor caked again, believing in KT.